ready for a start. Here on WTVS, 36 stations coming down. Live coverage of the Pontiac Excitement 400. Earnhardt in the back of the pack. And Butch Miller has fallen back after he slipped off this course. And it is letter perfect for ice skating. Let's see what it's going to be for racing this afternoon. As Ricky Rudd, Waddell Wilson prepared car, leads them down the line. They try to get a handle, get a grip, and they're away.
They're tiptoeing now, Ken. Those tires are not really hot enough to get a good hold.
And I think the issue is that when they come in and change tires, even if you go to scuffs, that's when it's going to get critical out here this afternoon. That first tire change. These tires, these radials have a little heat in them. Here's Alan Kowicki down on the inside, driving for second spot in number 7, and Bodine holds him off. One complete.
They're getting up to speed now, and another couple of laps we can stop worrying about the tires. The reason we talk so much about the tires is because this is the first race on radial tires. The bias ply tires are much more forgiving than radials. Radials have a very stiff sidewall, and they say once a car starts to slide, you just can't pull out of it. It's going to spin, and that's what the concern. Whoops! There's Robbie Moroso in the main straightaway.
Spinning, and everybody getting by. Oh, Rick Wilson spins down to the bottom of the racetrack.
And Mike Alexander, Davey Allison, and Jimmy Means, but nobody really dinged anyone. It was just a sort of a dance, and that's exactly what we're talking about. The skittish cars, the tires are just not ready for racing yet.
2 laps complete. Right there with him comes Schrader. Schrader had fallen back. He picks himself up and moves back through the field. Back on the lead. Going for that $220,000 skins game bonus. The man who wins the pole, if he can win the race, it was only done once last year by Rusty Wallace in the week after, and actually at Rockingham, North Carolina. Then it started building. Kowicki comes to the inside. Alan Kowicki, the Wisconsin driver, bottom of the racetrack. He likes it when it's cool. Very confident this morning. Comes to the line. It's Ford against Chevrolet for the lead. Live here on TBS from Richmond, and Kowicki plus Jeff Bodine take over those front 2 spots.
Well, it looks like he's got his car right. He's got a new reinvigorated team this year, Ken, with additional sponsorship from Xerox and from Ford. And he's out front with Jeff Bodine and Junior Johnson's Ford right behind him. Rudd, the pole sitter, has fallen to 3rd. 4th is Mark Martin, who was very fast at practice last evening.
Front 4. We're back with you live at the Pontiac Excitement 400 on a very cold but beautiful day in Richmond, Virginia, where Alan Kowicki maintains the lead in car number 7 with 38 of the 400 laps complete. Just 1 caution thus far. There's your leader, Kowicki, out in front and driving away from the field at the present time. The second spot is this car, number 11. And then, after Bodine, Mark Martin, followed by Ricky Rudd, and then Darrell Waltrip is in the 5th position. But the main story right now continues to be car number 3, Dale Earnhardt.
I just talked to leader Alan Kowicki, 23.19, 2 laps running, and Earnhardt in traffic is turning 23.13. So he's turning this track faster than the leader.
And he has passed Sterling Marlin. He has just moved around Ken Schrader. That moves the black number 3 into the 9th position. From the rear, Earnhardt is mowing them down.
The pit stops will be coming along in another 10 or 15 laps, I think, getting a test on it. They have the capability of going about 80 to 90 laps, but 75 laps are on the scoreboard now, and those tanks are starting to get low.
And the tires probably flat. We got a car coming apart on the back straightaway. Harry Gantz, number 33, running in 11th position, up in smoke. Second caution today, and came right when they needed to come in for tires.
Boy, the pit lane is going to be a busy place next time around.
Once again, he's back in the garage area. We'll try and get a word with him. After those pit stops, first car out, the Junior Johnson crew, Tim Brewer and company, doing an outstanding job getting their man back on the track. And look from Dick Trickle's viewpoint as they try to warm up those tires, Chris.
Isn't that a great that zigzag back and forth? The winner of yesterday's Sportsman race, Michael Waltrip, is behind the wall with his number 30 Country Time car getting looked at from the underside. Problems for the younger of the Waltrip Racing brothers.
Yeah, we'll have more on that story of yesterday's race later in today's telecast. Michael Waltrip just put on an outstanding show. We had better than, what, 2.5 hour delay before they finally were able to get the last laps in, and he and Dale Earnhardt really had at it. Anyway, you're riding in the Phillips 66 Trop Arctic motor oil car. Dick Trickle looking very good as they double them up and get ready for a go.
There's a little bit of a fight among the back markers here as to who's going to have the #1 position on the inside row here. NASCAR regulations make the leaders of the race on the outside row and then the back markers on the inside row.
Christopher, you got to move your coffee. We're steaming up the window here. Here's Robbie Moroso in the Crown Fast Fair car, number 20, further back. And here you see Kyle Petty, slower cars, or lap cars, I should say, properly, on the inside. The outside, there you see it. Jeff Bodine first, Alan Kowicki second. There are the spotters up on the roof watching their cars around this tricky 3/4 mile track. Ricky Rudd in third, Rusty Wallace fourth, Dale Earnhardt fifth, Brett Bodine in sixth, Mark Martin in seventh, Darrell Waltrip eighth, Terry Labonte in ninth, Trickle is 10th, Schrader 11th, Bill Elliott 12th as they go back under green.
It looks like Rusty Wallace in car 27 had some adjustments done on his car. He's looking pretty good out there with Kowicki trying to get by Kyle Petty to take a shot at Jeff Bodine.
83 laps complete. 83 when they took green. They're coming around to complete 84 this time. There you see the leader, car number 11, Jeff Bodine up in front, and Charlie Harville's with Junior Johnson.
Junior, you have moved in front. How are things going? Is Jeff telling you about it?
Well, Charlie, right now we're pretty satisfied with our car. It's handling pretty good. It's pushing just a little in the middle, but I think as the race gets a little deeper into it, it gets slicker.
Oh, we got a crash in turn 4. Davey Allison looping it, coming out of 4.
Richard Petty went in first, Ken, and hit the wall going backwards there. It was a wild spin, and now there's 2 cars parked up there.
Here's the 43 up against the wall. Davey Allison with him. We are back underway. And here's car number 42 trying to get his lap back. 42, Kyle Petty getting the lap back to the back straightaway. As Jeff Bodine stays first, Alan Kowicki stays in second, Ricky Rudd is third, Rusty Wallace is in fourth on the shakeout. 99 laps complete as they went back to green. Actually 98, 99 as they come across the stripe this time.
Well, that's interesting to see a back marker get his lap back like this, and he's pulling away from Jeff Bodine.
Just in front of the 11 is the car number 42 that is making up his lap. There you see him. And then number 11 is your leader. This is the Ford of Bodine. Alan Kowicki next in the Chevrolet of Ricky Rudd lies third. Rusty Wallace in the Pontiac is fourth. Dale Earnhardt Chevy is in fifth. Brett Bodine stays sixth.
And Dale Earnhardt is moving to the top of the track, drawing a bead on Rusty Wallace.
He's got those tires back. Let's see what he can do with them as we take a look at the standings further back through the field. 1/4 of the distance covered here on WTVS. As you watch Rusty Wallace, defending Winston Cup champion, battle with Dale Earnhardt back in the pack. As you watch Rusty Wallace, Winston Cup champion, closing in again now on Ricky Rudd and the leader, number 11, Bodine.
Rudd wants that bonus. He's aiming for the lead inside of Bodine, now outside. And look, here comes Wallace inside of Rusty, inside of Rudd.
Rusty Wallace aims her down for turn 3. He goes up underneath the Chevrolet. Rusty Wallace, defending Winston Cup champion, now takes a shot at, no, he falls back again as he comes down the main straightaway as Ricky Rudd keeps the pressure on. This is for first place. Number 11, Bodine is your leader. Rusty Wallace is in second. Here comes Ricky Rudd. Here comes Earnhardt. 4 cars in a scrap for the lead. Lap 110, this time by. Here they are into the main straightaway.
A Ford, a Pontiac, and 2 Chevrolets. And now the Chevy goes to second, or does it? The Pontiac, and Earnhardt moves his line from the outside to the inside to tuck underneath Rudd.
And Wallace closes up on car number 11.
This is what the fans pay those high ticket prices to see.
Earnhardt down to the inside. He comes up through. Here comes Kowicki back into it. Rusty Wallace, who's your main competition at Richmond.
I have a lot of consideration for the other cars, but right now my main consideration and main thought is towards Dale Earnhardt. I want to beat him. I figure he's my main competition. He was here at the last race and the race before. I figure he's going to be the one I have to race right down to the wire for the championship. I'm ready for it and I'm playing for it, and I got that in my mind.
A little bobble there on Wallace's part.
Here's Wallace trying to get underneath Jeff Bodine. Remember, Wallace has won 2 in a row. He has won 2 straight here at this track. There's Earnhardt right behind him. Lap car Kyle Petty has unlapped himself. He is now on the tail end of the lead lap.
I didn't see Junior Johnson's football 9 where he is, and Jeff is staying there. For how long, we wonder.
Wallace moves to the inside. Here comes Kowicki back into it. An interesting mix down the back straightaway. You have a Ford out in front. Pontiac is in the second. Chevrolet is in third. Ford is in fourth. And Ricky Rudd now 5 cars for the lead. Just behind that red car is Derek Cope. He is a lap down. There you see him just coming in the picture briefly, but here's the focus. It's up on the point. Jeff Bodine stays first. Wallace continues to apply the pressure. It is a slippery track, a cold track. Temperature at 32 degrees, sunlit day. It snowed and rained here yesterday in the midst of the Grand National race. Alan Kowicki's number 7, bottom. To the outside goes Earnhardt in number 3. He's trying another line. He tried the bottom. Now he's going high.
That chassis seems to work everywhere.
As they come around in their fight for 3rd spot. Number 7, Kowicki on the inside. On the outside, number 3. Earnhardt's crew looking on as they go into turn number 1. Car number 11 stays first. On the outside comes car number 3. Earnhardt is around. He is in 3rd, and he is closing again on number 27, Wallace, for 2nd place. Here he comes. The old rim rider is back up there.
This is great racing, and the fact that they're not touching somebody really impresses me with the confidence they have in the driver alongside.
Car number 11, Bodine, can stand the pressure. He just stays in there and stands on it. But now the inside opens up a little. Wallace flicks that wheel down to the inside, just scrapes by near that wall. Amazing running, and here comes Earnhardt for 2nd place. Dale Earnhardt puts the pressure on, goes up on the high side. And looking like a Carolina Ridge runner, just sticks it out there and floats it around 1 and 2 into 2nd spot. Incredible racing. It's live today on TBS. We're at Richmond, Virginia. We're watching Dale Earnhardt from the rear, now closing on the leader, Bodine. And remember, these two have had at it. Here comes Kowicki back into it. Number 7, Kowicki on the outside. 4 cars battling, 5 cars battling for the lead.
And Earnhardt's the leader.
Earnhardt moving around Kyle Petty on the tail end of the lead lap and driving away Earnhardt. High side. Here comes Bodine moving out. He wants to try to get around Kyle Petty.
He did that from the last row. 120 laps have unfolded, and Dale Earnhardt has come from last to first.
Rusty Wallace has won the last 12 races for Pontiac. Right now, he's in the midst of a big struggle here in Richmond. Let's pick up the action and a great fight up front. Ken Squire has the call.
Alan Kowicki just blazing down the inside at turn 1, has moved back in front, and guess who came with him? Wallace streaks up through. He goes to 2nd. Earnhardt, in his 12th performance here at Richmond, falls to 3rd. This in lap 130. They're now working 131. In the backside, it's car number 7, Kowicki's Ford, leading. Then you see Rusty Wallace in the Pontiac in 2nd. And it is the Chevrolet of Dale Earnhardt in 3rd. He went high, and Kowicki drove up underneath him, Chris Economaki.
I wonder if the change in the wind direction has had any effect on how these cars perform.
It did change. Here comes Wallace going to the inside to fight for 1st place. Rusty Wallace down low. Here's Kowicki up on top.
The wind was definitely a factor yesterday in the Busch Grand National race. Tommy Houston had an unusual problem. His contact lenses popped out of his eyes because of a big gust of wind. Dale Earnhardt, on the other hand, is having problems in that this is a front steer car. His other car yesterday was a rear steer car, and he says, quote, the car feels a little funny.
Well, it's backed up, which ain't funny for him. He's dropped 2 spots here, back to 3rd spot for car number 3. Dale Earnhardt, and this is the battle for the lead. The Ford of Alan Kowicki stays up on top. Right with him comes Rusty Wallace.
Okay, the wind. There, you can see the flags. The wind now is blowing across the infield from the back.
Oh, we got a crash.
Whoa.
In turn number 4.
Look at
Car number 90 has spun That is the Don Levy car. Rick Wilson for the second time has spun, and also getting collected was car number 1. That's the Terry Labonte car.
Ernie Irvan in number 90 there, and Rick Wilson's second ding of the day. A tough break here. Coming off of turn 4 seems to be a tough spot today, Ken. Driver said before the race that turn 2 is the Achilles heel of this racetrack, but exiting turn 4 has been the trouble spot today. Here's Rick Wilson's car.
Terry Labonte running in 14th position when this incident took place. Here's Rick Wilson back underway. His car looking battle scarred, and let's look at what happened.
Oh,
Just
Labonte
broke
lost
away.
it.
Labonte had to just go out from beneath him there. Goes all the way around and then collects the 90 car. And as we get back under green, out in front from the restart, Rusty Wallace with Ricky Rudd in second as Dick Trickle back in 10th place giving us these pictures. We're live again with you.
Rudd grabs the lead, but
oh, we got a spin. It is Derek Cope looping up in turn 4 to the wall. Field underneath him. Same situation, 2 or 3 laps after they make these 4 tire changes, and these cars get skittish. 178 laps complete as they come down. Rudd out in front. Can he stay there? Get that bonus. Nearing the halfway mark. He jumps in front of Kyle Petty and puts him a lap down as they go to turn 1. Wallace trying to make it 3 straight, reliving those Petty days back in the 70s. He dominated here at Richmond. Lies in second spot. Earnhardt is third and looking strong again. Meanwhile, up in front, Kyle Petty has taken his lap back from car number 5, Ricky Rudd, and closing in is Earnhardt in second spot.
and twice Petty has done that so far today.
Battle for the lead here, Chris. Down to the inside comes number 3, Earnhardt going back for first. Hendrick Chevrolet on the outside, the Childress car on the inside. It's Chevy against Chevy out of turn 2 and into the back straightaway, and Kowicki comes to third.
Well, you know, if Kowicki wanted to take lessons watching 2 greats go at it in front of him, he's got the great seats for it.
Here you see Wallace in 4th. This is live this afternoon from Richmond, Virginia. Here's Kowicki down low. And Ricky Rudd, it's a replay of earlier Earnhardt, who had to start dead last as the race began today. Had to bring in the extra horses after he had a terrible crash yesterday in the last practice. Look at this. Here in the lowest line out there is the Rusty Wallace machine in 4th place. He dove further down on the racetrack and did not pinch it. Now he bobbles a little in the 27. The black and gold car is Rusty Wallace closing in on Alan Kowicki as they swap those positions up in front. Earnhardt is first. Car number 7 lies in second spot. Berlin, Pennsylvania. They're out here. A lot of Pennsylvania fans today. I'm simply amazed at the enthusiasm of this crowd who've been in here since early this morning. And they're keeping warm by applauding these drivers around this very tricky, slippery track.
We hear about all the snow up in Pennsylvania, Ken.
Look at this fight going on for second spot. Here comes Kowicki back into it as they lap Jimmy Means. Fight is on. Let me put that correctly here. That is for the point. That is for the lead. That is for the lead. And down to the inside goes Kowicki, and he's going to take first spot. Alan Kowicki goes up in front, and Earnhardt comes right back again.
You know, Ken, I've been watching this going on here. The leader gets out and gets going, and the next thing you know, somebody passes them. I think these radial tires, after they get to a certain temperature, they lose a little bit of their efficacy, and they have to slow down for a while.
Their
They
efficacy?
cool off.
Their efficacy?
Their efficacy.
Does that mean they don't stick so good?
That means that you got it.
Waltrip falling, and there are now 15 cars in the lead lap as it's Kowicki's turn to look indomitable in the Pontiac Excitement 400 on TBS from Richmond, Virginia. We are back under caution. There's been a major crash in turn number 1. The Bobby Hillen car, the Phil Parsons car lie there, but another car was involved. It is Alan Kowicki, the leader, who is just coming down across the start-finish line with the right side of his car savaged. He is all beaten in. Here's what happened. Here you see Kowicki going to the inside with car number 7. See a car losing up in front. Bobby Hillen goes up in smoke. Getting lost in the oil was Kowicki's number 7. He goes to the inside, comes back across. He slammed the inside fence and slid back across the track. He took a lot of damage. It looked like Bobby Hillin lost the engine on the Harry Hyde prepared car. Here's a second angle for you folks.
It was the evasive action that Kowicki took that did him in.
Kowicki collecting the inside wall and then crashing back to the outside. And here you see car number 4. And here's Kowicki pitting now. Oh, this is tragic for Alan Kowicki, who had such a good run running. Steve Burns is there.
There's severe damage to the back of Alan Kowicki's car. The back end is completely smashed in. There's sheet metal covering the left rear tire. They're going to try and pull all the sheet metal off of it. They're also on the right side.
They were confident this morning when I talked to them. And now he's taking off the helmet.
Job on that.
Let's go to Steve Burns.
Alan Kowicki, you had the car hooked up so well. What happened?
Somebody blew it. Somebody blew an engine in front of us and dumped a bunch of oil on the track. And it's too bad we didn't have anywhere to go with the Xerox Ford Thunderbird. And I think this race was ours. I just can't believe this, man. We don't deserve this kind of stuff. But we're going to come back and run just as good next week and the week after that. And keep plugging away. We're going to win some races this year. That's just a real shame.
A very upset Alan Kowicki.
They had enough. We got race drivers doing television. Now they're doing commercials. I'm going to buy a helmet.
Well, you know, I need to tell the fans who's on the line.
Yeah, right, sure.
Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, Darrell Waltrip,
Exotica
Neil
race
Bonnet,
phone calls.
Rusty Wallace, Michael Waltrip, here again.
We're back under green. That Bodine's incredible. Give him an inch and he'll make a phone call. 294 laps are complete as we're back under green, and look at this. Up goes Ricky Rudd on the outside in that Chevrolet. The Waddell Wilson motor hauls him down the backstretch, and he pulls around Rusty Wallace to retake the lead.
Virginia driver eligible for the pole bonus in Jeff Bodine's old car out in front.
Earnhardt lies third. I'd like to place a phone call to Ricky Rudd right now and ask him how he thinks things are going today. Here he is in the back straightaway in car number 5. And as you get this view as the field limbers down at a turn number 3, Robbie Moroso, his car number 20, back in the pack after an early altercation in today's race. He's the only of one of the rookies running for Winston Rookie of the Year honors that made the field. And he's gaining some very valuable experience out of here. He's sure finding out it isn't like running in the Saturday show. Meanwhile, up in front, look at Earnhardt work over Rusty Wallace at turn number 3. This is a grand race, Chris.
Really, you know who a sleeper is in this race, Ken? Is Bill Elliott. He's closing in closer and closer to the front now.
He's running 5th right now.
Running 5th and staying with the leaders. And the race is a long way from being over. It's got 103 laps to go.
And we're back live at Daytona, from the pinnacle of success to this kind of a disappointment. I said we're back at Daytona. A week ago at Daytona, this guy had the pinnacle of success. And now we're at Richmond, and Derek Cope, well, you see how his day has ended. He has spun the car and also collected the 98 of Butch Miller in the incident. And as we take a look at it here, Cope has already spun and is bouncing off the wall. Now where does Miller come from? Jeff, in a situation like this, are you, oh boy, he hit hard too, head on. Are you just playing dodge 'em cars out there? Do you have any idea whether the other guy's going to go?
No, you don't. You just hope you take a shot. You take your best guess, and you hope you guess right. And we see a little fire underneath the 98 car, but they got that out okay.
Got a slow runner. That's Mickey Gibbs on the bottom of the track, just coming off the pace as Rusty Wallace slips by, and a good battle developing for second once again. Here is Mark Martin using the bottom of the racetrack. Right down there against that yellow line in that 14-degree banking, and he whips that Roush car into second place. Earnhardt falls to 3rd. 24 laps to go. It's building for a finish. Here's Sterling Marlin going down a lap. Sterling Marlin, the 11th place car, has gone down to the 1st and 2nd place machines. That leaves 10 cars in the lead lap. Schrader, the man on the bubbles.
And now Rusty Wallace's mirror is full of Mark Martin.
There you see the difference as they lap Dave Marcus. It's about 3 car lengths.
And everyone has forgotten about Ricky Rudd.
There are 383 laps complete. Let's see if anybody's going to gamble on coming in. They all are. Wallace is in. Martin is in. Earnhardt is in. Let's go to the pits and see what happens here. Charlie
Mark Martin is brought in. They're changing outside tires. I believe Robin Pemberton gave the command to change just 2 tires. Let's see if they can get back out. Charlie Harville.
They'll change 4 tires on number 27. I was all set to talk with Jimmy Maycar, but he is very busy now handling the air wrench on the tire change. They changed all 4 tires on number 27 and got Rusty Wallace underway.
Wallace out. Martin is out. Here comes the 3 back into it again. What a finish we are building for today. And let's not discount Ricky Rudd. You know how hot he is when they come out after these pit stops. Have had a chance to put on a couple of tires. He could get that bonus. Let's see what happens
You
here.
know, you never know how these cars are going to perform when they've been worked on. But Mark Martin only took 2 tires, and it looked as though Dale Earnhardt and Rusty Wallace each got 4 tires. There's 15 laps to go. There'll be about 13 to go once the green flag waves. It should be a driving finish.
All right, they're getting set for the start. Pace car is coming in.
Here it is.
This is it. 14 laps to go. 10 cars in the lead lap. Getting a quick jump. It's car number 6. Mark Martin is out in front. Rusty Wallace fades to the inside. Cuts off Earnhardt as he tried to come up the bottom of the racetrack.
The only advantage Martin got by changing 2 tires was that little bit there. If he had 4 tires, his car would be handling better. Let's see what the 4 fresh tire cars can do behind him. But Martin is pulling away.
Martin pulling away with the Ford. Pontiac in second. Chevrolet in third. Driving gingerly down into turn number 1 as they try to get the heat back up in the rubber. Mark Martin drawing into the backstretch with a 3-car length advantage. We've seen him do it before and then fall back into the clutches of that Pontiac and that Chevrolet that are now second and third.
Interesting gamble on the pit stop. The Roush team elected to just take 2 tires. As a result, they got track position. Not only did Wallace and Earnhardt take 4, but Ricky Rudd also has 4 fresh tires. So the 3 drivers in pursuit all have fresh rubber, but the guy who's pulling away is the guy who only took 2.
Rusty Wallace in second spot has said that on the end of a race, at the finish of a race, you want to come off the 4th turn on the final lap with the tires on fire.
10 laps to go.
Let's see what's going to happen with 10 to go. Who is going to be on fire at the end of this one? Steve Burns.
With crew chief Robin Pemberton. Robin, everybody changed 4 tires. You changed 2. Why?
Well, we had to take a gamble. We're good in the long run. The car's really too tight to run in the short run. It may or may not work out for us, but track position with 10, 15 laps to go is really important.
Robert, are you as nervous about this win as you were the very first one?
I'm happy all the time about everything we do. We're just trying real hard.
8 laps to go. Earnhardt moves to the inside on Wallace in the main straightaway as he tries to come up through for second. And they touch, and Wallace goes high as Earnhardt collected a piece of Rusty Wallace. Earnhardt into second. Rudd goes into third. Crowd on their feet. Laps running down. Mark Martin, who won his first Winston Cup race, Rockingham, North Carolina, at the Rock a year ago, actually this past November. Here he is looking for win number 2. And here's that second place man, number 3, Earnhardt, still trying to close it up.
As Mark crosses the start finish right this time, he'll get the 2 laps to go signal. And here comes Earnhardt.
Earnhardt still closing up here at the finish. He fell back, and turn number 2 seems to be his Achilles heel. Down for the finish this afternoon. White flag next time around for the leader. And it is the Ford being driven by Mark Martin out of Arkansas that is staying up in front. Everybody harkens back to just a week ago when it looked like Earnhardt had it all locked up. And then, last corner, last lap, and Dale Earnhardt had to settle out of the win place and show. Final lap here, the Pontiac Excitement 400. Mark Martin striving. He's been the strong car in the final day of practice yesterday. He's coming to the line. He is the strongest car of the day in the Pontiac Excitement 400. Mark Martin has won his second Winston Cup race. He brought it home. He put it to work hard when he needed to, and they are successful. The Jack Roush team takes their second career victory.
Taking good care of me, and I'm thankful